joining us today to celebrate Black History Month, A Student's Perspective. I'm Jacqueline Kaminsky, your host for today's forum, a roundtable discussion. I currently attend Elyria High School and am a junior. We would like to thank our guests today for being a part of this. If you look at the huge mural on the east wall of Susan L. Chocolate that commemorates Elyria's 200th birthday from 1817 to 2017, you'll see the statement about Elyria, making history then and now. So let's make some history today as Elyria High School's first Black History student roundtable discussion. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves with your name and grade.
I'm Angelica Johnson. I'm a senior and I attend Elyria High School.
I'm Jesse Stevens. I'm a senior. I go to Elyria High School.
I'm Devon Miles. I'm a sophomore and I attend Elyria High School.
I'm Demir Harris. I'm a senior. I go to Elyria High School.
So our first question of the day is going to be, what does Black History Month mean to you?
Black History Month means to me giving thanks to all of our ancestors that fought in the war and had to go through slavery to get me to where I am today.
Black History Month was a means for me to learn more about my culture and the things that I wouldn't have learned unless I asked about it.
What's the number one thing you think you learned?
I didn't know that peanut butter was invented by an African American man. Like, I didn't know that. I didn't know the stoplight, the stoplight itself was invented by an African American man. The only reason I wanted to become an inventor is because of those things. If I wouldn't have learned that.
What do you want to invent?
Prosthetics. I work with them already, but I don't have a patent yet. Like, I learned part of like my Asian culture from my father, but my mom, like, we don't really talk about a lot of our culture. Like, my grandfather will tell me stories about him growing up in Georgia, but he won't tell me about the things that my great-grandparents went through. Like, I had one great-grandparent from that side of the family alive back when I was younger, and she told me some stories, but those got lost over time.
Black History Month means to me, it's like they said, giving thanks to them for fighting for us, giving us a little bit of freedom we do have now, and how our lives are now, learning about how our culture used to live, their type of music, their type of dances, their food, just things like that, their fashion.
Soul food.
Soul food.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Black History Month just means to me to celebrate people who fought for us, people who weren't known for really inventing stuff like he said. Yeah.
What obstacles, if any, have you had to overcome in your journey towards success?
I would say being knocked down and pushed down and having to pick your own self up, and yeah.
How did you overcome that?
Still going through today. So I have a little story. My house got shot 3 times in the last year. Ooh, I might cry.
Go ahead.
It's okay.
I would say just being afraid to go outside because of your skin color. We found out, and we got like bottles thrown at our house because we were black. And just being afraid for your family, for yourself, to go outside because of the way you look and the way your skin color is. Sorry.
I would say to piggyback off of that, where we grew up and how we grew up and wanting to play sports growing up is different because everybody else wants you to be in a gang or not go to school, but we want to get out, make an education, and provide for our family.
I would say that people expect those type of things from us to be in gangs and stuff because of the way our skin color is.
Obstacle that I had to overcome, well, I was treated differently because of my skin color and because of my ADHD. I was often placed away from other kids and they thought I was dumber than everyone else. Even though my test scores show otherwise, I proved to them that I could do way more than they even could imagine, and I'm going to continue to do that. I still have problems dealing with people because of my isolation as a kid, and it's a problem that is really hard for me to deal with because I don't trust people, at all because of that. But what it taught me is that sometimes there's a necessary evil that leads to you becoming better as a person in life.
So do you think you're somebody better today because you went through that?
Yeah, I wasn't exactly on the right track, like behavioral-wise as a kid because of it, but now that I've learned to trust in certain people and like try to socialize a lot more. Like I used to be very shy as a kid, now I'm very extroverted and I'm always talking.
Very confident.
Yeah, thank you. It helped me to learn that because of that necessary evil, I became a better person. I can actually go out and talk to people, go to parties, and actually like communicate with people and get things done instead of just holding my tongue and sitting idly by as opportunities pass me by.
Some dance battles.
Yeah.
We have them dance battles in the football.
Did you have anything to add?
We growing up in a bad neighborhood, like Jesse said, we grew up in the same neighborhood, right around the corner from me. And just, driving around with my mom, a police car right behind you, I get nervous sometimes, I ain't gonna lie.
Why do you guys think that people might perceive you as a leader here at Elyria High?
I would say people look up to me as a leader because I'm very determined and not willing to ever give up on myself or anybody. I'm always there for everyone. And I'm just very motivated.
What's the thing that pushes you to be better, do you think?
How things were in the past and how I grew up. And my family, and especially my dad, he's like my best friend. He motivated me to do better.
I would say people look at me as a leader because what I went through and how I came out and how I'm successful today and what I do in the community to give back to everybody that gave to me would pretty much put a big face on it.
Well, I think people see me as a leader because I have a lot of flaws that people can relate to. And because of those flaws, they see that even though I go through a lot of stuff and I try to help as many people as I can, it takes pieces out of me at times. But I build off of that. And I build up the people around me in order for them to succeed along with me.
Everything's a learning opportunity for you?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
One thing that makes me leaders is teaching people, making them, motivating them, doing the right thing.
You lead by example.
Yes.
What are your guys' future plans?
I intend to graduate and I got offered a full ride scholarship to play football at Walsh. That's my ticket out of this neighborhood. I'm going there to study business management, and honestly, I want to see how far I can get in football. Try to make it to the league one day.
I'm joining the Army after I graduate. I already enlisted. I'm going to be either a human resources specialist or a combat medic. So, yeah.
I'm going to pursue prosthetic engineering. I'm trying to graduate early during my junior year, go to Harvard, get major in prosthetic engineering, get my degree, continue, make my own company, build off my grandfather's company that he started, and also have multiple companies running at the same time. I'm trying to make money and bring back the dollar to our culture. A lot of our culture just doesn't have a lot of money. Like, you see a lot of young black teens living in poverty because we don't give back to each other. We often don't give enough to each other when we do. And I'm trying to fix that.
I plan on going to New York after I graduate, play football at a community college. And I'm probably going to study sports management or business management. I haven't decided yet.
Do you feel like your outlook on your future or like how you were motivated would be different if you didn't have Black history behind you?
I feel like it would. Yeah. Because it's kind of different having like a white mom and a black dad. Having to go through like, I don't want to say both sides, but like hearing people's like perspective. Oh, well, you're still white because your mom's white. Like hearing that type of stuff. Or, oh, your skin color's still dark, so you're still black, and you go through this and you go through that. I feel like my outcome would be a little bit different.
I would say my outcome would be different just because if my skin tone were different, people would look at me as I'm supposed to succeed. But as of what my skin tone is today, if I fail, I'm like, they look at me like, oh, you were gonna fail anyway. But if I succeed, then I'm on a higher footsteps because the standards were already low for me and I broke the bar.
It's just people have limitations to us because of our skin color.
I think that if I was born different, I probably wouldn't be as determined as I am now. Because of the things I've seen, because of my skin color, I've learned that there's a certain limit. Like, people let you get to a certain point, but once you reach that point or have a pitfall from that point, they stop trusting in you. They turn their back on you or they try to backstab you. It could be even your closest friends sometimes, and that's why I try to do what I can and kind of keep to myself sometimes and build off of that.
So you felt as if you had to rise above that.
Yeah.
If I was born different, I probably had a better chance of going to a bigger school. Not having less money in my house would be probably, I'm probably having a good job. But yeah.
So how do you think that we change that going forward?
I'd say change the way that we represent our people in culture and media. Instead of giving like a more like hood outlook, bring more of a positive view into things. Instead of doing what people really expect from us. People expect a certain thing from all of us. They expect us to fail. And we should show them that we won't, that we can't. Even if they want us to, it's impossible for us to fall from where we're standing.
We don't give up.
Exactly.
I feel like what we're doing right now, we're coming together as a group. We're giving the people that can't speak or that are afraid to speak, we're giving them a voice by knowing what they've been through, going what they've been through, and just like letting everybody know that there's a better side of what we've been through.
I feel like there's not just one big solution, you know? Like everybody has to do their own part. Was there any closing statements?
To everybody who's gonna be watching this, all the young kids, I feel like if you got a dream, stick to it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do it or you're too small enough or you're not big enough. Just look in the future, what you can do when you get older, who you can take care of when you get older, and just keep your head down and take care of business. Keep your grades up in school, and you're gonna succeed.
Yeah, leading off what he said, just don't give up on yourself. Always believe in yourself. You always have yourself at the end of the day. Don't let anybody else tell you that you're a failure or anything in life, because you're not. Just be confident in yourself.
Follow your own beliefs. Don't fall into the pressures of others. Succeed where your predecessors have failed, and keep working to forge a path for those that come after you. Don't let your message fall into silence like many of ours before us. Continue that message and let it continue to be passed forward.
Be around people who just motivate you to do what you want to do, and never let them tell you anything else.
I would say my closing remark as somebody who's not a person of color is to actively fight for the people around you and do what you can for equality. You know, stick up for somebody if you see them being mistreated. And just treat people how you want to be treated too. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you, Brad.